Alright. The last time, we got to learn at least a little bit of what happened of why Mizuki can't go to the ocean. And it turns out it wasn't actually about her, but a different Mizuki, who unfortunately is the one that died, and she was actually Renji's past love. So that was really sad. And yeah, we learned that Mizuki was adopted. Though Mizuki was gonna continue that story, but then Renji came back, so she didn't. So I'm still curious about that. Then after that, you know, we got a good old kiss from Mizuki, so that was freaking awesome. Love that. You know, the CPR, as she said. And unfortunately, after Shuichi came back from his trip, he started freaking out and then collapsed onto the floor. So yeah, the condition's getting worse. Thankfully though, Mizuki is here to check up on us, so hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully. And if not, maybe we can get another good old lap pillow. Oh, we're still conscious. I could hear her habitually energetic voice overlapping with the creak of the door opening. We didn't knock or ring the bell. Did she predict I left it unlocked? Maybe she didn't realize anything at all. Energy just might have been contagious. I cheered up just a little. Morning. I see, so we still passed out for a bit. Good afternoon, Mizuki. You gave me a delightful smile. Didn't bring up the incident of the violin or the kiss from the other day. Ah, shame on the second part. It was really the same as always. Not since the time you came to play at midnight, I guess. The time you came to play. Yes, it is. It felt nostalgic, even though it was only a few days ago. So what's up with you today, Mizuki-chan? Oh, no, you don't. She looked up at me innocently. It was like a dog entrusting me with its care. Did I stop teasing her? The teasing is funny, though. Mizuki-chan, come here a second. She took a few steps and shortened the distance between us. The atmosphere was full of anxiety and expectation, but I just wanted to check your complexion. You look like you're in good shape. Nice! Words alone were insufficient, so she waved her arms. That out of context? It's actually bad for you to eat cold things and bring down your temperature when you have a fever, though. Actually didn't know that either. Interesting. Like, I thought that was, like, for colds, I didn't realize for fever, too. That would still make sense, now that I think about it. Huh. I see. The creative reactions broke into tears. That's okay, Mizuki, I didn't know either. I mean, listen. It's still spoil you, right? It's household level medical knowledge, but an unexpectedly large amount of people seem to think the opposite. Okay, listen, Shuichi, you don't gotta call me out, alright? Shut up. No, I'm just being nice to you. Even so, when you have a fever, it makes no difference as long as it's delicious. See, that's what I'm saying. I tried to hold it back. Nice. I still love her. And that she does that. Yes, yes. Right to charm. I was relieved that she really did seem better. By the way, how are Chihiro and Sumire? Oh? How much did you know? Mizuki at such an impressionable age, even. Probably knew about 90%. Or was clueless on the remainder. Well, that's good. I murmured as I stretched. So, will you be accompanying me again today? Oh yes, please, I would love so. Words of restraint don't suit you at all. Nice, perfect. Yes, yes. Aw. That is freaking cute. We both laughed. It was really fun. It had most definitely been a while.
というか、久世さんは最近何をしてたんですか?
Suffering. I've been thinking about you all this time. That too. He was so surprised you shook her body like a cat.
さらりと恥ずかしいことを言いますね。
Oh, you bet I did. Topic gives any expectations, but I haven't been thinking of anything else. I thought it was cold, but I told him my problem of choice. Thinking of anything else just left me depressed. I didn't have much time left. Oh. Feels real bad, man. In other words, it was give or take. Wanna go on a walk?
大丈夫なんですか?
Yeah, and if you want to, we can hold hands too. He peered at my face. My voice sounded uneasy. I can't move around too much. The doctor said I should still exercise a little. I recited that lie rather composedly.
じゃあ、公園まで行ってのんびりしましょうか.
Yes, we shall. Gonna make a quick stop on the way? I opened the door to my closet. Are we gonna get the violin repaired? I took the violin out of its spare case and presented it to Mizuki with an ambiguous expression. I need to get this repaired. Oh, nice, we are. That's good that that scene with Mizuki at the beach earlier gave him a little bit of hope for the violin. I like that. He actually wants to repair it now. I like that a lot. It was obvious that it was the middle of summer. Yeah, I hear the cicadas. The cicadas are singing energetically. There was a unique scent coming from the hot stone pavement. It's wicked hot. I hate the heat.
体調が悪かったら無理しないでくださいね.
No, it's okay. You make it worth it. Didn't sound calm at all. Yeah.
疲れたらどこかで休んでいきましょうね.
Yeah.
ゆっくりと歩きましょう.
Yeah. What's wrong? I'm not a vampire. I'm fine. It'll take more than this to make me collapse.
前に倒れました.
Listen. I guess so. As one might expect of someone in the arts, this was no worse than running on the too little sleep. Well, I never overdo it.
そうですか?
Probably. A total lie.
私って邪魔じゃないですかね?
Not even a little bit. Perhaps. Another lie.
何ですかおそらくって.
You're too cute, so I occasionally wanted to file or break you. Okay, dang, I see.
Huh?
Goodness gracious. It seemed to take her a moment to get the meaning. No matter how she reacted, I just kept a half-baked expression.
何ですかそれ?
I didn't mean it like that. I cackled. This was for real. That really was the meaning. This conversation isn't interesting, so let's stop.
同感です. もっと色っぽい話がいいです.
Okay, 69 or cowgirl. She was sulking. Then just as quickly, she smiled as though something came to mind and disappeared behind my back. Oh. Hey! Thighs, nice, let's go. Those are some captivating thighs. I'll never forget that scene. Perfect. With an enthusiastic shout, her short body collided into my back.
クゼさんの匂いがする.
That's because it is Mr. Kuze. I looked down at the hands around my waist. He's even rubbing her forehead against me. Oh, that's so cute. You hug Chihiro too, but aren't you hot?
暑いかもしれませんが、人に触れられると気持ちいいです.
I agree.
抱きしめるのも、人に抱きしめられるのも、温かくて柔らかくて気持ちいいから。そう思いませんか?
You trotted back to my side with a full smile. You're charging in CPR, huh? The good old CPR. Well, touching and being touched by girls isn't bad either.
そうですよ.
That's right. But you're like a puppy.
犬は苦手なんですけどね.
Oh, really? How come? Really?
なんで驚いてるんですか?
For a lot of reasons. She must not have gotten what I was hinting at and mysteriously tilted her head. Benji was this way too. Had everyone picked up this habit from Chihiro? No, you just give off an aura like you would like them.
犬はですね、子供の頃に追いかけられて以来どうも苦手でして。
Ah, I see. I used to have that problem too. But I got through that though, and now I love dogs and cats and just a lot of animals in general. So, but I used to be like that a lot too, actually. You were chased?
なんか寄ってくるんですよね、犬。
That's so? Hid my smile. They really were the same race. As we played around, the shop I regularly contacted my home deliveries to came into view. It was no ordinary delivery service. It dealt with works of art, antiques, and musical instruments. Well, it was fairly expensive. A private specialty merchant. Yeah, apparently it cost 1.1 million yen in USD or euro, so... Yeah, wait just a second.
あ、はい。治りますかね。
You seem nervous. I just finished taking care of the delivery and service procedures. I wonder... I won't even know if it's broken or not until a specialist takes a look at it. I answered as light a tone as possible.
あれから弾いてないんですか？
Right. I would know immediately if I tried playing it, though. That day was the last time. I can't play it anymore.
どうしてですか？
I betrayed the violin. Those cold words were a surprisingly strong blow to my mind. Her questions ended on that note. She was at least that delicate. So I too smiled buoyantly. So, I'll give it to you. Oh, giving her a violin?
What?
Dang. I thought she might have that sort of reaction. She looked up at me confused. When the violin comes back, I'll give it to you in commemoration. Aw. Really sweet.
Huh?
Mizuki. Are you okay, Mizuki? Funny that this was the one thing significant enough to get that reaction from her.
1億円を超えてるんですよ。
You don't have to pay for it. Oh, it might be a tax if I give it to you, huh? It should sell for a ridiculously good price, though. Oh, I guess you do have to pay for it. Alright, never mind.
そういうことじゃなくて。
In the first place, the bell that's gone now is worth over 1 million yen. Dang, that itself?
そっちは忘れてた。
What the fuck? Goodness gracious, man. The value isn't a problem. I made a smile. Money is meaningless when you're facing down death, no matter how much. If not for you, that violin would have disappeared from this world.
それでももらえませんよ。
Why?
あれは久世さんそのものですから。
You repeated what you said at the beach. My heart sped up a little. For some reason, I was angry, despite not having that ability. Take a breath. Calm down. Submerge the angry Shuichikuze to my core. It's fine. Besides, if I hold on to it, I might try and burn it again.
なんであんなに高いものを燃やすんですか？
My eyes escaped to the sky. The dazzling sunlight made me squint. I just thought that was appropriate. This was Odo, after all. I just thought it should come to an end in a fire. That is very morbid and again very depressing. It was in the spirit of a childish prank, like setting paper on fire with a magnifying glass in the summer. Besides, if that violin is really my essence, I really do want you to accept it. Aww. Yeah, I see Shuichi's pressing a lot of his emotions aside from anger too. Which is still really sad. And again, depressing. The heaviness in this game just keeps getting heavier. Reach the park. Oh shit. Oh shit, my voice. One sec. Sorry about that. I reached the park and I took a breath. Although I might have looked calm, a storm of self-hatred was raging in my mind. Yeah, I wanted to be nice to her today, but it really wasn't going well. I'm really awkward when I try to keep love platonic. Before I knew it, I was holding my temple and groaning.
何か言いました？
I said nothing. No, nothing. I took another breath and stood still. We came to the park, but what should we do?
いかんともしがたいですね。ここ何もないですから。
So, hey Mizuki. My buddy said you weren't good with dogs, so do you do that right there? I'm just curious. She really hadn't planned anything? Looked around nearby and muttered with a serious face. Should we take a break for now?
そうですね。
I'll rest here, so you can go catch some grasshoppers and butterflies over on that lawn if you want. Alright, have fun.
だからそんな言葉じゃないですってば。
You seemed fine a fit a minute ago. I tried to take her by surprise, but her quips were simply superb. There's really nothing to do.
世間話しましょうよ。
Oh, what do you want to gossip about?
普通のなんでもないどうでもいいそれでも楽しい世間話を。
Okay. Us gossiping. Even if I let my life flash before my eyes, I didn't think I had any common gossip. If you took music from me, I had nothing else to talk about in any meaningful way. What a shock. We could tell more stories about you. I nonchalantly gazed in the direction of the ocean. I missed my chance to hear it the other day, but a reason for being afraid of the ocean probably wasn't something that would fall into gossip. Yeah, highly doubtful. It was a rare occurrence. I wanted to play with her for at least a day without worrying about bothering her. What are you good at cooking?
お味噌汁です。
Nice! This was turning into some sort of marriage interview, so I tried to break the ice with a joke, but her reply was quite splendid. You're clearly the funny one in this duo. I think it's both of you. It actually kind of reminds me of Yuichi and Ayu in canon in a way. Just like the whole trolling, like the troll and the airhead dynamic. Reminds me of that a lot, which I love.
この場合自覚があるのが厄介ですよね。
I see. We both let out serious sighs. If I called Renji or Chihiro here, nah. What will I do if the number of comedians increases? Nothing. Without thinking, I said a quip away. Wait, this was the same thing. If I were you, I'd probably respond immediately. Yeah, let's stop pushing it after all.
そうですね。普通に行きましょうか。
Oh, is school fun? I finally found the common base.
やっぱりお見合いみたいですよ。
I'll get you a ring later, I promise. She chuckled and puffed out her chest.
学校は楽しいです。勉強はそりゃ面白くはないですけど、仲のいい友達がいますし、尊敬できる先輩もいます。
Ah, like good old K. Now that you mention it, I think I heard this while you were talking to Chihiro and Renji. Would you talk to more upperclassmen than friends your age?
そうかもしれませんね。
Is there something to that?
いえ、単に顔の広い先輩が近くにいたので、自然とそうなっただけだと思いますけど。
Ah, nice. She brought a finger to her lips and looked away cutely.
でも、確かに言われてみれば、年上の人に惹かれやすいかも。
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You sing? I could see where this was going, so I tried to act indifferent. I like how I could see where it was going.
あと5秒くらい鈍感でいてくださいよ。
No, I like that. He's like this. It's fun. I don't know what you're talking about. I let out a yawn with my smile still up.
久世さん、昨日はよく寝ましたか？
Yeah, I did. I just dropped dead on the floor, actually. Yep. Thanks to you, my rhythm of life has been random lately, so I dropped before I knew it.
でも眠いんですよね。
A little. It was probably because I had been moving around, but it was unrelated to my fatigue in the first place. My sleep had become shallow lately. It was also probably due to the bad dream I always had. But I wouldn't go that far, really.
でも、確かにお昼寝するにはうってつけですよね。
I looked around her, then nodded happily. I had a very bad premonition. I surveyed the park once again. Families and couples wore... Wait. There was some lovebird sleeping on Nella's lap on the lawn. Ah, the lap pillow. We should have a redo. Mizuki, if you'd please. I refuse. Darn it, Shuichi.
ああいう膝枕なんて恥ずかしくてやってられませんよねと言おうとしたので、それを拒否されるとしないといけません。
A complex smile came to her face. Uh-oh. The rest would be cowardice.
むしろクジャさんのフライング負けです。
Shush. She guided me and started walking on her own.
あの辺の日陰になってる場所にしましょう。
Oh man. I can more or less understand the mindset of a father taking out his family on a Sunday.
じゃあ張り切って寝てください。
Nice. That's unreasonable.
拒否する場合は私の方から死ぬほど抱きつきます。
I sense we're at an impasse here. I don't know which I like. I don't know which one I would like better. Eternal hug or lap pillow? Hold on a minute, Mizuki. Give me 5 minutes. Seriously?
マジっす。
That would hurt.
肉体的な痛みがいいようでしたら、先輩直伝のレバーブローで地面に転がしてもいいですけど。
Okay, let's not do that though, okay? Alright, I'm going to sleep eagerly. Talk about shameful. She just beat me in physical strength. If I push it, I could probably hold it back. If I went into a spasm from doing something so stupid, she'd start crying. And hey, what kind of senpai would give her the idea for a lover blow? 90% chance it's K. 10% it's Miyako. That laugh. You have a strange way of laughing. She does, but it's great.
いいんですよ。なんかこうしてると女として勝った気がします。
Ah, see, noted. I thought about plunging into the meeting of the ward woman, but I was scared of a counterattack in this position. Well, the smell of the lawn and the blowing of the wind, and the view of the blue sky beyond Mizuki weren't bad. But people get irritated if they see this. So, fuck them, who cares?
微笑ましいですよ。
Should mind their own dang business. Well, seeing me sleep on someone else's lap with such a difference in age and physique. What a joke. Listen, the lap pillow, okay? Can I get up after all?
耳かきとか持ってくればよかったですね。
See? We're really like idiots.
気持ちいいですか？
Yes. You're a little short on cushioning, aren't you?
寝なさいって言ってるのにいちいちうるさいですね。
You can't make me sleep.
音楽家のくせにロマンチックじゃないです。
That was some jumbled logic. She looked annoyed. That's because I retired.
それじゃあ一般人らしく恋人っぽくできないんですか？
We're not lovers.
恋人になっちゃ
Oh, okay, I see. She just... Oh, sorry. Hey.
恋人になっちゃダメですか？
That took me by surprise. I see she just came out and asked it, huh? Goodness gracious. Alrighty then, yes. The lighthearted smile suddenly turned serious. I want to be clear on one thing. I'm going to die. That's no joke. Oof. Getting really heavy again. Oh, jeez.
知ってます。
Oh. You don't seem to understand.
理解させてもらえませんか？
Oh. She really wasn't running away. How was she so foolish yet so strong? Someday that might become fatal. That would also come before long. Man, it was finally a day of doing nothing, too.
ごめんなさい。でもやっぱり普通に振る舞おうとする方が普通じゃありませんよ。
That's okay. It had to happen eventually. You combed through my hair with a calm smile like I saw once before. That's true. That was exactly right. I had given up. Imitating Renji from before, I said it as lightly as possible. I relaxed all the muscles in my body and leisurely enjoyed the cool shade of the tree. I can only be like this now. Even though it may look like I'm leading a content life, I'm doing nothing but taking medicine.
どんな病気なんですか？
It's a degeneration of the heart muscle, similar to dilated cardiomyopathy. There are also complications of accompanying blood vessels in my other internal organs. Do you understand? Oh, jeez.
わかるわけないじゃないですか。
Yeah, I looked into it as well, but it was too difficult to understand. I gave up since it seemed like knowing would just make things worse. Can definitely understand that part.
クラシックみたいですね。考えるんじゃなくて感じるんだって。
Huh? Yeah. I blurted that out without thinking. Was it hearsay? Probably used that latter half without knowing who it was from. Classical music and Bruce Lee. It's the best.
すぐに入院することになるんですか？
Well, I managed to evade that so far. Seems to be a rare case. I want to study it and hospitalize me immediately.
そこまで悪いんですか？
I think so myself, but it doesn't look that way. There are no obvious changes such as throwing up blood. There might be a lot of instances of me getting exhausted all of a sudden, or getting dizzy or nauseous. I didn't hide the smile on my face. I was well aware of my own masochism. However, the spasms. I don't know if they're due to heart failure or an irregular pulse, but there's no particular sign for when they'll happen. I won't be able to leave it if I'm hospitalized even once. I want to stop visiting myself until the very last moment.
生産バイオリンですか？
That was the last thing. I burned the violin there. That should have been the end of Shuichi Kuze. I look back at this last half year in an attempt to get my mind off of it. First, I put all my human relations in order. It was all clean. There were those who put distance between us on their own, though. Then I took care of my business relations, processed the legal documents for after my death. Well, lots of stuff.
一つ余計なことを聞いてもいいですか？
Go ahead. I half knew it was coming, so I just closed my eyes and waited for it. I probably had to. It was a little... I didn't think I could stand it.
久世さんには最近まで付き合ってた人がいたんじゃないですか？
Oh. Yeah, I did. I confirmed with a smile. I didn't really want her to know. It was a wound I didn't want anyone to touch. Oh, that's the her he was talking. I loved her. We loved each other and we were even engaged. I see. That's why I left her. That's why I was broken.
ごめんなさい。
Rain began to fall and I opened my eyes. Oh.
泣くつもりはなかったんです。勝手に。
Okay, I'm crying too, Mizuki. I could see the blue sky.
ごめんなさい。私が涙なんて流しちゃいけないんですよね。
Oh. It's a sun shower. This was the maximum level of calm I could muster. I gazed at the sky and spoke quietly, distantly. There are sun showers even in such a city.
はい。全然似合いません。
She forced herself to smile, tears overflowing from the corners of her eyes. Anyway, I'll be clinging to this bed, and beyond that, I can't stand to look at you like this.
はい。
Was that confirmation or denial? Oh, thank you, Mizuki. She responded and wiped the tears that had fallen from her face. It was really nice weather. Right now, I just wanted some quiet time. I'll go to sleep, but could I ask something as well?
はい。
What do you like about me? It was really bothering me. Wasn't it sympathy?
うん。
However, she looked away and pursed her lips with a She smiled like an angel.
外見と性格と音楽と
Aw.
結局一度も辛いとか苦しいって言わなかった強いところ。
That's perfect. She didn't love me out of sympathy. That had a totally opposite effect on me. I closed my eyes. I laughed somewhat scornfully. It seemed like I could only stay in bed out of spite. Oh. Man, dude.
遠くで 子供の笑い声がする。
That's why he kept saying he had a fiance before. Man, that really got to me. Alright, what's going on, Mizuki?
木の葉の揺れる音。膝元で好きな人が穏やかな寝息を立てている。
Oh, the person I loved.
この世は核も平和で、一切の不幸とは縁遠いように見えて、それでも誰もが何かを抱えている。
おやおや。
Oh, hey you. Listen, I'm sleeping, okay?
揶揄するような声に私は目を開けて顔を上げた。日村さん。
君は
久世修一の妹です。
Okay, why are we lying now?
葉山瑞希ちゃんだったか。
私のボケを無視して日村さんが正当する。
Lol.
こいつ本当に寝てるの？
Yes, I'm really asleep, I promise.
はい。久世さんを見下ろしてうなずく。私は出来たてのケーキを褒めてもらうように両手を彼の顔の横に広げた。
Did you just call me a cake?
暴力から派生した愛の成果です。
I guess we did see her cake earlier, so I guess it's only fair.
暴力？
何でもありません。それと座ったままですみませんです。
いや、いいんだ。
手をかざして、そこで日村さんは上半身をかがめてその手を久世さんの顔の前で振った。
驚いたな。
何がですか？
いや、こいつがここまで油断してる姿は初めて見た。
教会では見せなかったどこか子供っぽい目をして日村さんはつぶやく。そうですか。だいたいいつもこんなんだと思いますけど。
マジックとかボールペンか何か持ってないか？
You about to write in my face?
それで何する気ですか？応援したくなっちゃいそうですけど。
You has a bit of prankster in him after all? Hello? You're about to be a prankster, you?
そこで初めて彼の意識が私に注目した気がした。
こいつの病気のこと聞いた？
はい。
ふん。そう。
間を置いて日村さんはあまりにも何気なく告げる。
君、このままそっちに行くとひどい目に遭うよ。
それは助言というよりもすぐ目の前にあるものをただ指さしているようだった。そうですね。不安はあって素直に体がこわばったけれど、でも何とかします。
Oh, Mizuki.
なんとかなりますとは言わないんだね。
全然違うじゃないですか。
Yeah, that is true.
そうだね。
そこで言葉を切って日村さんは首を振って唇を曲げた。私は不思議に思う。どうして久世さんも日村さんもそんなに普通でいられるんですか？
普通かな？
Well, nobody's normal.
日村さんは自分の言葉に考え込んでしまう。そして隣に座り込んでしまった。なんとなく久世さんに目をやるが、彼はグースかピーピー寝ていた。
いい天気だ。
まあそうですね。木漏れ日がキラキラと輝いていた。それと草の匂い。
死に対する態度ってことだよね。
はい。平和な夏の午後。この一角だけ奇妙な静けさを保っていた。
おそらく世代差なんだろ
世代ですか？
う。君たちは幼すぎて覚えていないだろうが、俺たちは子供の頃にあの震災を体験しているからね。
Yeah, that itself is really sad. Here you go, Mizuki.
世代ですか？ 音羽が生まれ変わる原因となった地震と大火だ。私は生まれてなかったです。
そうか。もうそんな昔の話になっちゃうのか。
日村さんが空を見上げながら優しく微笑む。
俺たちは人の死にほんの少しだけ慣れている。目の前で焼け死んだ人間や家族を失って泣いている人たちをずっと見てきたからね。
Oh.
ずっと。
Yeah. Again, really sad and depressing. So I'm gonna guess the earthquake story is gonna be saved for the Yu and Yuuko stuff, isn't it? I'm not ready for that either.
かすかに肌寒さを覚えた。
Uh-huh. Oh, jeez.
その何気ない言葉の裏にほの暗いものを見たのは気のせいだろうか。
Oh, my jeez.
一瞬錯覚だと分かってはいるけれど炎を幻視する。慣れているから怖くないんですか？
いや、逆だよ。すごく怖いんだ。どうなくなるか、どう失われていくか、残されたものの悲しみを知っているから笑ってないと押しつぶされそうで。でもそこから街や人が這い上がってくる姿も見てきたし、だからこそ生きている時間のありがたみってやつもわかる。どちらかということじゃなくて、その両方の経験があるだけさ。どちらか。
だから
久世はその中でも特にひねくれてるからな。
久世さんが彼を評価したのと同じことを言って日村さんはにやりと唇を歪める。
カレンダー。
え？
カレンダーに自分が死ぬ日を記入できるのは人間だけだ。
日村さんは私の膝で眠る人の顔を一別した。
突然失われるよりはいいのかな。いや、本人からすると悪い冗談か。
私は何を言えばいいのだろう。迷っているうちに日村さんが草を払って立ち上がり、現れた時と同じように私たちを見下ろした。
ところでこの前は悪かったね。
この前って、ああ、あの電話ですね。
なんだか俺が予想してたよりひどい目に遭わせてしまったみたいだ。
いえ、むしろありがとうございました。
気が変わったら俺のこと殴りに来てくれてもいいから。それじゃ俺はこれで。
真剣な顔に似合わない。軽い口調で彼はきびすを返そうとする。
I just realized my mic was muted. I kind of just laughed when he said, "Feel free to hit me though," but yeah, sorry about that.
日村さん。
何？
変なお願いなんですけど、電話の件のお返しということでいいですか？私は両手を合わせてお願いする。ちょっと私たちのために神のご加護があらんことをってやってくださいな。
Oh, Mizuki. Oh,
俺は神父でも牧師でもないんだけど。
it's still rich for that.
それでも似合いますから。
That's very sweet.
ため息を一つついて、彼は手早く、なぜか慣れを感じさせる洗練された動作で十字を切った。
フォースと共にあらんことを。
Nice.
何ですかそれ。
That is Star Wars.
私は思わず吹き出してしまう。日村さんは笑わなかった。
神様よりはマシさ。
I see. You as a Star Wars fan. Okay, noted. That entire scene was super sweet, though. Very sad too, especially when Shuichi was telling her about more about his condition and why he left his fiance and his love and all that. Again, really got to me. Very heavy, as this game usually is, but all still really good too. But woof, woof, dang man. It was sunset before I knew it. I slept pretty late. I tried to limber up my stiff joints and gaze at the sky. It was a splendid sunset.
しびれてビリビリ
Your legs fell asleep, huh? I hate that too, Mizuki. I always hate when that happens. Mizuki's harder to her feet. You shouldn't push it. Huh?
大丈夫で
Are you sure? Want me to carry you? A cramped smile was on her face as she stumbled about.
あちゃちゃ門限過ぎちゃいましたね
Is curfew really something you usually worry about? Is that a no? Well then. Put my hands in my pockets and planted my feet straight into the ground. Did I want to give? Did I want to take? I had to settle my relationship with her as well. While there was still time. Right now. Well, I still had some reason left. What do you think you want to become in the future? It was an abrupt question. It was my final question. She didn't answer instantly like she normally would. She thought about it, then just smiled and shook her head.
まだ決めていませんでも幸せにはなりたいですよね
Aw, that's a really good goal. Happiness is always a good goal. That's probably what I expected. I didn't really know. However, I had a feeling about what I was going to answer. I love you too. Aw. Perhaps that wasn't a lie. She was surprised. It wasn't something the warriors think too much about. Given the options of love or hate, there was only one answer. I couldn't bring myself to hate Mizuki Hayama. Same, Shuichi, same. And I was also defective merchandise. So that's why I can't respond to your feelings. Go home already. You should hurry and leave this fake city. Oh, he means go home, go home. Goodness gracious. It'd be best if she woke up from this bad dream quickly. And go find someone who could truly make her happy. Don't show yourself before me again. Oh, I see. Brunelli. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I understand why he's thinking all that, but I don't think that was a good idea. But I get it though, but goodness gracious. From a slight distance from the door, I dragged my feet along from the left wall to the right wall. Like so, I drew an invisible line. I returned to the chair and took my medicine. They prescribed even more medicine at my examination. It felt more like I was eating the pills and swallowing them with water. Life, huh? It was regretful. Humans had to draw the line somewhere. There was a limited amount you could gain, but an infinite amount to be lost. I had to make a distinction between my things and other people's things. Things you have and have not obtained should carry a distinction. It didn't just mean physical possessions. In general, the emotions of anger and sorrow are things which came from the naive way people treated this line. Keeping such things separate was my strong point. I behaved to the last moment. Everything was pardoned. I didn't get close to any single anyone which pressed across the line in the first place. Not to Yuuko Amamiya, to that other girl who was once my classmate, nor to Chihiro Shindou. Even if we were all a strange bunch, we were still incompatible existences. Although there were incredibly rare instances where someone would cross this line from the other side. At those moments, I held no mercy. Counterattack. There was that sort of line. That was a boundary. Why does it feel like I'm getting a bad ending? I made no choices.
二度と会うなーだなんて納得できません。
Alright, I see. Got it. Oh, never mind.
なんで君たちはパターンが一緒なのかな。
つい昨日の今日の日村さんがうめいた。
You was just so done.
ところでなんで君は制服姿なんだ。
腹が非常に立ってます。だから気分転換です。
Mizuki, what?
私は久しぶりに自分のスカート姿を見下ろした。
Like, what do you mean?
宮子先輩みたいにヒラヒラさせてみる。
Hey, Miyako reference.
スカートの方が熱が逃げるような気がしたんですけど、何か逆にこもってる感じがして激しく後悔してます。泣きそうですよ、私は。
あっそう。
まるで興味がないというようにつぶやいて、彼は顔を背ける。私は気にせず彼の横顔に問う。聞きたいことがあるんですけど。
なんで君らは何かあると俺のところに来るかね。
Cause everybody does that. See, you have Mizuki, Shuichi, Renji, and Chihiro. And then Yuuko has Miyako, Kei, Kyosuke, and Hiro. Fine.
久世さんのことを聞かせてください。
本人に聞いたらいい。
それができれば苦労しません。
そういうのを頑張ってどうにかするのが努力だろう。
努力しようと考えた結果、あなたに聞くのが一番早いと思いました。日村さんが横目で私を見る。こういうところ男の人だからなのか、久世さんと似てる気がした。なんですか？
いや、そうか。本当に考えてから来たんだな。
何を感心されたのかよくわからなかったけれど、質問に答えてくれるようだ。
昨日はあんなに仲が良さそうだったのに何があったの？
告白して OK されたら振られました。
Pretty much, yeah.
簡潔すぎる。
What do you mean it's too precise? What are you talking about?
日村さんの冷静な様子にだんだんと熱が下がってくる。教会という場も頭を冷やす材料になったのだろう。祈りの場、孤独の場。そして私は昨日の久世さんとの最後の会話を説明した。
つまり千尋やレンジと似たような結末を迎えたわけか。
全然似てないです。
より明確に別れを告げられたわけだ。
そんなにはっきり言われるとちょっと苦しいですけど。
Mizuki.
しょんぼり。
Aw.
そのくらいの痛みで済んでよかったということじゃない。あいつは大人だ。
私もいえ、それを言ったところで意味はない。本当に落ち着こう。
Can you do that? Are you
天
capable of
使
that?
のように祈る女性を思い出す。
Yuuko?
失礼しました。はい、全部わかってるんです。久世さんは病気ですぐに死ぬから、本気だと一緒にはなれない。
Oh, yeah. Again. That's what feels real bad, man.
そのどれか一つでも解決すればいいわけだ。私の様子に日村さんが小さく笑う。
二人ともが前向きでも苦労するんだね。
え？その言葉は意外なものだった。今の久世さんは後ろ向きっぽいと思いますけど。
久世はジョーカーだからね。
ジョーカー？また話が飛んだ。ジョーカー。
表向き軽そうに見えるし精神的にもその通りなんだけど、もっと奥の方にいるやつがね。
やつが？
悪いやつじゃないんだけどな。
Thanks, buddy.
えぐいというか容赦がないっていうのか。
私はドキリとした。冷や汗のようなものが流れそうになる。別にその言葉が怖かったんじゃなくて、日村さんがひどく凄惨な眼差しで十字架を睨みつけていた。
多分あいつが一番あの男に近いんだ。あ、ごめん。
ふっと肩の力を抜いて彼が微笑む。
昨日もそうだったけど、君を見ているとつい余計なことを話してしまいそうになるな。多分子供だからだ。
子供じゃない。
Mizuki.
肯定はされなくても仕方ないが、否定はされたくなかった。
クゼと本当に向き合いたかったら一つだけ覚えておくといい。あいつを信頼してもいいけど信用はしちゃダメだよ。
どこかで同じようなことを聞いた気がした。そう、初めて久世さんと会った日に同じようなことを言われたはずだ。全く逆のことをだが。なぜですか？
あれは嘘つきだから。
嘘つき？
それだけ覚えておけばいい。君なら他には何もいらない。
それだけ。そう言われてしまえば日村さんの話すべきことは全部済んでしまったのだろう。私も黙ったまま教会を見渡した。懐かしい匂いがする。祈りを捧げていこうか。何かのために、誰かのために。
Oh.
そういえば
Yes, you?
両手を組もうとしたところでぽつりと声が反響した。
君は養子なんだって。
Oh, you found out?
ああ、久世さんと一昨日は一緒だったんですね。
ああ、ごめん。ちょっと世間話のつもりだったというか。
そう言って罰が悪そうに頭をかく。
失言だ。
いいですよ、別に。気にされる方が気になるので。
その気持ちもわかる。
え？日村さんは首を振って今度こそ本当に口を閉ざしてしまった。それではまた。
No, I'm sure. He gives you the advice, remember?
ペコリと頭を下げて背を向ける。とりあえず久世さんともう一度話をしようと教会を出ることにした。
Good old you.
と扉に手をかけたところで振り返って日村さんを見る。薄暗い部屋の中にキラキラとステンドグラスを透過した光が差し込んでいる。そういえば教会の関係者じゃないって言うし、働いているようには見えないし、日村優と名乗るこの人がこの町の一番の謎であることに今さら気づいた。
Well, one of the two. Him and Yuuko both. But definitely both enigmas for sure. Hello, Mizuki. And then, a single girl stood at the boundary.
こんにちは。
Good afternoon. Why are you at my boundary? For some reason, she was wearing a uniform like the first time I met her. Did you want to patch things up? Did you want to captivate my interest that way? Was it a more trivial reason? It made me really angry if she just wore it thinking, whatever works. Unlike me, she had the potential for as much time as possible. It would have been fine if she hadn't come. I subconsciously squinted. Nice. She was cowering before the line. Yes, Mizuki? I'm not saying I just screwed, okay? I promise. A certain violinist went hiking on a mountain. That story started coming from my mouth for some reason. He had made this journey many times, but due to either chance or negligence, he lost his footing and fell from a cliff. And in order to protect the hands which are a musician's life, he hit his head on a rock and died. Oh, jeez. That's dark. I told you not to show yourself before me again, didn't I? I was probably smiling, but my voice was so cold even I was surprised. If that were the case, I could have just locked the front door. I was being inconsistent. I was trying to do it all over again. It looked like she was going to say something, but it must not have come to mind. She shut her mouth and her eyes trembled. For a moment, I wanted to accept any and everything. The boundary swayed. I held back my emotions. We can't.
じゃあソフトクリームでも食べに行きましょう。私のおごりで。
She spoke with a smile. I didn't respond. Nothing shook. The broken metronome just dropped his eyes on her feet. I didn't want to see her face anymore. Won't you disappear for me? A heavy silence. The time I spent with her had included some noisy and busy events, yet that silence was the most painful thing that ever reached my ears. I turned back. After the sound of prolonged footsteps. However, she stopped there, turned around, and crossed the line. I went from relief to losing my mind. Mizuki-chan, do you love me? I displayed no emotion as I asked. She stared blankly. Do you really love me? Of course she does. I let meaning take hold in every word. You could probably guess, but she didn't know for sure. I think she does know for sure, actually. She nodded timidly. I approached her and placed my hand on her neck. Juichi? What we doing, buddy? What we doing here? I grinned ever so slightly, seeing her close her eyes in a fluster. Our lips met and I held her against the wall. Oh my jeez. I could feel a rough breathing and softness. I wouldn't close my eyes. With cold eyes, I looked down at the small, frightened girl. I see. I mercilessly divided her lips as they stuck in my tongue. Okay, that's not actually what I was expecting this to go, to be honest. Goodness gracious. She was fidgeting in surprise and clenched her teeth to deny my entry. Unconcerned, I licked her teeth with the tip of my tongue and sucked in her upper lip. I shifted my center of gravity to hold her back. She tried to escape and touched the breast with my left hand. Okay, it's getting worse. Oh, that's serious about it, huh? Goodness gracious. It was a waste of breath, and I desolately stole her lips once more. This music, too. Oh my jeez. My tongue entered her hot mouth. Our tongues stickily made contact. Her tongue running around timidly was actually a very captivating movement, and I thoroughly enjoyed the fleshy sensation. I gripped her breast all the while. I made no choices. She shook her head in an attempt to reject me. I couldn't feel her breast rough for her clothing, but she was letting me more than sufficiently remember a virgin's shame. The way she twisted her body was quite exciting. Hey. Hey, you. I think we need some guidance again. Kissing more deeply, I sucked in her tongue, intentionally making a wet noise. Then my saliva poured into her. Not knowing how to take it, a blend of saliva overflowed from her mouth. Our mouths were both wet. Face had become beet red. Was it shyness, pleasure, terror, delight, hatred, sorrow? Either way, I couldn't stop kissing or caressing her. I couldn't stop just yet. She was persistently enduring, but I didn't give her time to rest. With a sticky movement, I tasted her, fondling her. There was still a light of determination in her eyes, but she was becoming less resistant to the kissing itself. The unseemly sound of air escaping, the dirty sound of saliva popping. I went through the opening in her lips and teeth and played with the other side of her mouth. I could feel her gently trembling, from her arms, from her shoulders, from her chest. The strength was leaving her knees, and she looked like she would collapse. I softly supported her unconsciously, like I was handling fragile glasswork. There, our faces parted. Oh my jeez. She was breathing violently. I stood at her throat, which had swallowed my saliva. It didn't harm her pure beauty, but she was clearly trembling in sexual pleasure. This perverted spectacle shook me no small amount. My own breathing became rough. I didn't answer. I hadn't really stopped kissing her in good faith. Gradually, I reached my right hand to the lower half of her body. It was for the sake of exposing that. Jeez. Was it simply reflex? Or did she truly not like it? It was fine either way. She panicked and tried to close her legs. Oh, goodness gracious. However, I'd already wedged my knee between her legs, so she couldn't. Are you embarrassed? I don't think... Embarrassed is probably the least thing. She held her breath and shook her head as I touched her thigh. How could I not be happy about thighs for once? I didn't move my hand, but it was probably embarrassing for her to just be touched there. My hand clung to her skin, moist from sweat. The smoothness of her skin and her overall slimness emphasized her still inexperienced body. She was completely flushed and let out a sigh. Did you come in your uniform because you wanted to do this? Goodness gracious. Tears rose to her eyes, but she firmly kept her head up. She hadn't yet given in. Not that her answer really mattered. I stroked her slender legs and lifted my hand. Oh my jeez. She tried to hold me back, but she clearly didn't have the strength. She attempted to conceal her genitals when her body shook. I bent my middle finger and rubbed around the bottom of her underwear. Oh. I see. Her legs trembled. You're already wet. Did she not realize it herself? It was probably her first time, so it wasn't unreasonable. She was so wet, moisture was practically trickling through her underwear. Was kissing enough to make you feel this much? Oh my jeez. Her voice could only accept my sadistic heart. I wanted to let her smile, but I also wanted to try to make her cry. Why though? Don't you love me? Jeez, I legit didn't expect the game to actually go through with this. My jeez. I didn't expect it to go this far. Aren't you misunderstanding something? I spoke to words I repeated many times in my mind. Going on a date at an amusement park, eating dinner at a fancy restaurant, going to a hotel. Don't you have those sorts of dreams? In that case, it should be fine to enjoy yourself. It was more than wet enough. I inserted a finger without removing her underwear.
そこはほんとダメ。もうやめて。
She struggled to get away. I wouldn't let her. My shoulder and free hand holding her down wouldn't permit it. You can yell if you like. It's soundproof, so nobody outside will hear. Oh, okay. I see. Soundproof walls, huh? Oh, my jeez. Her face was particularly warped this time. She became less resistant. Her fingers still inside her, opened her shirt and exposed her breast. Alright, well. Oh, my jeez. Alright, so, yeah. Man, I can't even make silly little euphemisms to describe what just happened here because that was dark. But so yeah, Shuichi, you know, he did the bad R, and yeah, he forced himself onto Mizuki, and it got really hard to watch. Like, I felt that in my core. Goodness gracious. So yeah, and yeah, she kept screaming for outlet, and yeah, he was like really, really trying to hurt her. And of course, we know why, because you know he wants to force her out. That part's very clear, but still, goodness gracious, man. Brunelli. So yeah, now we're here. I could hear her. I could hear her land on the floor, but I didn't look and turned to the sink. Jeez, her obscene fluids had spilled on me here. Spilled on me here and there from my arms. I thought it was just like blood. Jeez. My arm was wet from my wrist to the cuff of my shirt. I washed it away with water and toweled myself off. My moist wrist rapidly grew cold. I towed off the darkly soaked portion of my pants as well. I indifferently just took care of myself. I'm so sorry, Mizuki. I legit didn't think it would go that far. Poor girl. Oh, jeez. I miss when we were just having a simple school life and a love triangle. Mizuki Hayama stayed on the floor and cast her eyes downward. Oh, jeez. I miss the love triangle. Oh. She looked down with an expressionless face. She must have been aware of how cold-hearted in action it was. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you could not be. She held herself. She just gazed down without so much as fixing her skirt. Compared to her usually lively self, she was just like a doll. She was fully realizing I had assaulted her. My chest hurt a little. A little. Mine hurt a lot throughout that whole scene. Reading that entire scene, I was hurting the whole time. I'm not even exaggerating even a little bit. Like, it legit was hurting. Oh my jeez. A little? Yeah, huh? My heart was throbbing violently. I thought a little about what I should do. Basically. Was a finishing blow necessary? No. Please, no. Going easy at this stage wouldn't balance well with Shuichi Kuze. Oh, jeez. Okay, I see. Can we not be Shuichi Kuze then? What happened to Renji? Are you still here? Oh, jeez. Her shoulders shook. It spread through her whole body. It soon became a distinct trembling. Infinite head pats for Mizuki. Oh, feels beyond bad. Once again, tears streamed down her face. Oh, I averted my eyes like I was uninterested and absent-mindedly surveyed the room. I paid no attention. Fully, I tried to just think of nothing. I didn't swing like a metronome. Was it just a short time? Did I do that for a long time? There was a sound of rustling clothes, and she seemed to have stood up. I didn't look at her. I held my breath and waited. Was she trying to say something? There was nothing more she should say to me. Like so, I heard heavy footsteps, and she left. Ooh, Nelly. I clenched my teeth and took it. I didn't look her in the eye to the very end. Oh, jeez. How long had I been doing that? I don't really know how much time had passed. It's over. I was overcome with some curious emotions. I had accomplished my goal, an incredibly miserable, unsightly achievement. I stood perfectly still and did nothing. It hurt. Yeah, hurt a lot. It hurt a lot. I was suffocating. I was succumbing to my emotions. I wanted to scream out, even if it was meaningless. However, I wasn't capable of that. This was my own lukewarm hell. That was when I realized it. The throbbing of my heart wasn't slowing. My spine trembled. Not good. Everything was becoming distant. I had a tempo impossible for humans. It was somewhat expected, but pain ran through my body. There was still at a level where I could describe it as pain. My entire body broke into a cold sweat. I had 4 large spasms. Since I was used to it, I could keep my reason, but in exchange, I was assaulted with terror of knowing what was coming next. Perhaps I could recognize this as retribution for my sins. Done inside my body, the lining of my bones, there was a loud sound like a metal bat or something hitting me. Unable to even speak, it crossed beyond the realm of pain. I wanted to tear out my insides. Being unable to touch it directly was equivalent to torture. I couldn't stand up any longer. Uh, uh, uh. Well, I clutched my chest and tumbled to the floor. A small bottle in my pocket with medicine specifically for my spasms. My arms were rattling so much I couldn't get it out. Even if I could manage to pull it out, I could never open the seal. The throbbing reached behind my eyeballs. I can't even read anymore, even more so than usual. This was bad. It hurt. It was painful. My labored breathing wouldn't settle. The suffocating feeling continued from my respiratory system and induced more pain in my throat and temples. My heartbeat resounded in my skull at a maddening rhythm. I flew into a series of coughing fits. My vision was blurred and my tears. The bottle rolled on the floor and I managed to open the lid. I could hear it roll until it finally stopped upon hitting the wall. The medicine. It fortunately scattered across the floor. Are those Mizuki? Is that from Mizuki's tears? The water drops. I crawled across the floor, dragging my forehead, and grabbed some with my tongue. One more pill. It tasted like dust. I gulped it down without concern. Damn it! I swore off the remainder of my reason. A placebo effect. I wanted to laugh, but I couldn't. All I could do was wait. I had to take my mind off of the pain. No. My gaze, sadistic from the beginning, was truly confronting death head on. It would be better to have foolish ideas on my mind than my life flashing before my eyes. I never once thought of myself as a genius. It wasn't just unrelated to my confidence. Rather, I was left smeared with an inferiority complex and jealousy. I had no fixations on victory. That's why I never failed. There was no difference between certain victory and certain evasion of defeat. There was no difference between utmost strength and utmost weakness. Pleasure and meaningless aggression were the first steps to perishing. I was dying because the version of myself and current events which existed there were things I could not believe in. The game of chicken between the world, coin, Othello, and Shakespeare. However, Zero alone was different. We were able to define extremes because there was a starting point. What was the beginning? Oh.
そういえば久世さんはどうしてバイオリンを
Technically, it's when she heard you play the first time, but you didn't realize. A reset. Can we do that in this game? However, Zero alone was different. We're able to define extremes because there is a starting point. What was the beginning?
はじめまして葉山瑞希と申しま
A reset. However, zero alone was different. We're able to define extremes because there is a starting point. Does the game want me to like? Can we actually reset? I don't know. I don't think this game has any sci-fi thing in it. So, what was the beginning? Yes, the metronome Santa Claus gave me. I just wanted to play the violin. Just wanted to become happy. I just wanted to laugh, cry, get mad, and play. That was all. Why did things turn out this way? Hurt. Damn it. The center of my head went numb. My body squirmed, unrelated to this quiet consciousness. My breathing wouldn't slow. I coughed up saliva. Beyond pain. This day could only be called an unsettling shock to a person's body. I curled up and just prayed for it to subside. Quickly. Unable to breathe, I faded in and out and was forcibly awakened by rushes of pain. Wanting to be killed, not die. If I closed my eyes, I could see it again. The death of my violin. Crying, the bottle, the cold, my violin, and my retribution at the church. Nagi, in the summer, painful white. It hurt. Unable to perform, red, the morning, birds, the wharf. Hello? Why are words being taken out? Marcia Funebre. Absent-mindedly. Amidst the medicine, I could see the button I had popped off his shirt. I think we did that before. Was he talking about Mizuki? Oh. Was this also a dream? Mizuki? Hello? She smiled widely at my warts. What? I say, I didn't need this. This painful dream, I didn't need it. Oh my jeez, what's happening? Why do I only see white? Now I only see darkness. What's happening?
Yo, 大丈夫か?
No! Also, hold on, man. I need to check something. Okay. I need to make sure the game was... I'm recording. Alright. Sorry about that. Anyway, Nelly, no, I'm not okay. You, please help. I need your guidance. It's gracious. I really didn't expect it to get that extreme. Ow.
生きてるよな?
Ow. You slapped my cheek without any sense of mercy. Deserved, though, but dang, it hurt a lot. You'd probably hit me some more if I stayed quiet, so I sighed. Seeing your face when I wake up makes hell seem like an attractive alternative.
救急車呼ぶか?
Probably. No, I'm fine. My heart was still beating quickly, but it was a tolerable level. Besides, they'd forcibly admit me this time. More than anything, I didn't want her to realize it. And, again, I didn't die? Really, after doing that, it would have been fine if I died. I tried to wipe my mouth, but my hands were still trembling, so they weren't following my instructions.
立てるか?
No way.
危なかった?
No, it wasn't. It was lighter than before. Kimura kept me company, and even kept an unfazed appearance for me. I expected my spasms to kick back up. He inspected me as we talked. Had he reached a conclusion that there was no problem? He disappeared somewhere. I just stared up at the ceiling. I was always just staring at the sky. My head hurt of no lap to lie on.
とりあえず上だけでも着替えろ。汚れてるし、風邪ひくぞ。
He pulled my outer garment over my head and tossed it aside. Come to think of it, my shirt was drenched in sweat. I could feel the cold air from the AC. I managed to pick myself up, throw off my shirt, losing who knows how many buttons, and put on some new clothes. Warm. In the meantime, you set the AC temperature higher and put the scattered pills into the bottle. Was it boredom or conscientiousness? I finally calmed down.
顔も洗ってこい。
Okay. What are you, my mother? I slapped my face and groaned. Now it's dry, but the traces of saliva, mucus, and tears on my skin feel rough. It would be troublesome to go all the way to the bathroom, so I washed my face with the kitchen sink. It was all I ever did. You saved me.
Huh?
He said nothing more. Ever since my third spasm, he had come every day to check up on me. Sorry.
うぬぼれるなよ。単にこの町で死なれると目覚めが悪いだけだ。
After a broad smile, he seemed to sense I was apologizing earnestly, and his expression changed.
何があったんだ？
Yes, a lot happened. It was a little harsh. It was extremely harsh. And again, very hard to watch and very depressing and upsetting. And I feel really bad. What are you surprised for?
いや、初めて聞いたな。
Huh? I didn't know what he meant.
お前がそういう泣き言を口にするのは、前の彼女と別れた時もそれはなかっただろう。
Oh, dang. I see. Is that so? I stroked my face as though checking my beard and recalled what happened before I collapsed. Not so much the spasm, the cruel thing I did. It was senseless. Yeah, huh? You're saying she definitely wouldn't regret it, her indifferent conduct even have tears in her eyes. I turned those concerns into absurd fear. It was all as I expected. It went well. Ah, jeez.
まさかお前。
Yeah, I did the same thing I did with the last girl. Oh, he did do that with the other girl he was talking about. I see. I did do that too, goodness gracious.
バカか。
He spat that out as though shocked, faint anger darkening his face.
本当にバカだ。
I think so too. I forced a smile. It was probably an incredible mistake. She cried in my place. I wonder how I could have made those girls any happier. I was always asking myself, after all, what was it? What was mistaken? I wanted to treat them more kindly. I wanted them to smile. It always went badly. The very end. Damn it.
お前が 100% 間違ってるわけじゃないし、彼女たちが 100% 正しいわけでもない。
He spoke in a light tone.
そういうのは足し算や引き算で二極化するものでもないし。
Isn't that youth?
もうそんな年でもないだろう。
He seemed to be gazing somewhere in the distance.
それにあえて殴ってやらない方が痛い時もある。
Yeah? Like right now? I see. Certainly. He was merciless. He hit me. Or that allowed me to deceive myself into thinking that had been retribution.
それにまあ俺はお前の
Yes, you? His unsociable side returned, and he looked away somewhat awkwardly.
なんでもない。
Are you gonna say best friend? That's right. He brought my hand to my confused heart again. Kimura, I have a favor to ask. In earnest. This is my final request. See you off from the city in my place. I don't think he's gonna agree to that. Oh, Mizuki. Oh.
堤防に寄りかかって私は何度目かのため息をつく。
My girl. So sorry.
浜辺へはあまり降りたくない。海は怖いから。それでもどうしても自分は海に惹かれる。
Oh. Oh.
体の内側に痛みが走った。
Oh, jeez.
往来でそこに触れるわけにもいかず、仕方なく太ももに手を当てる。 そこにまだしこりを感じる。他人に触れられると母も異物感を覚えるとは思わなかった。またため息。そうやってたら何度か男の人が話しかけてきたけれど、何を言ってるかわからなくて無視した。海に遊びに来ている人たち、みんな笑っているね。男の人が今はちょっと怖かった。
Yeah, that makes sense.
思い出すと泣きそうになる。
Poor Mizuki, man.
まさか自分が襲われるだなんて、そんなこと夢にも思わなかった。何が間違っていたんだろう。ぼんやりと青い空を見上げる。どうしたらみんな幸せになれるんだろうね。
Oh, the game just wanted to depress me even more. Like, they just gave me that scene just to make it
私は千尋先輩に会おうと駅を訪れた。
just to make it even more depressing. But never mind, it's still in perspective, so okay.
おばさまが一緒に遊ぼうかと言ったけど、それは断った。勘が鋭いから気づかれたくないし、顔を合わせていられなかった。レンジは何やってるんだあいつ。まあいいけど。そんなわけでこんにちはです、千尋先輩。
Dang, you are really good at doing that.
元気に手を振る。こんにちは。今日も夏っぽく暑い日ですね。はい、そうですね。レジで動いていそうな端的な口調。今日はどうされたのですか？いえ、特に用事があったわけではないのですが、なんとなく先輩エネルギーが不足してるんだろうなーって。
Good old senpai energy.
気にしないでください。頭をかいて照れ笑いを浮かべる。気にされてしまうと困るから。そういえば、言って千尋先輩は手帳を取り出して何かを数えた。4日前は急にお邪魔してしまって失礼しました。
Oh, Chihiro. I don't think she minds that at all, Chihiro.
ああ、いえいえ、こちらこそバタバタしてしまって。千尋先輩の相手もせずに久世さんのところに行ってしまったし。あ、また落ち込みそう。
Yeah.
がっくり。
Oh.
話題を変えよう。とりあえずレンジが来たら帰りますから。なんでですか？いろいろと都合の悪いことが。喧嘩されてるとか。そうじゃないんですけど。
I mean, might as well have been, to be honest.
まあ顔を合わせたくない時期っていうのがあるかもなので、外れてもいないっす。そうですか。なんだか真剣な顔でつぶやいて。千尋先輩は線路を見てから私に向き直る。私は水木ちゃんとレンジ君はお似合いだと思うのですが。お似合いって何がですか？恋人として。
Dang.
はあ？
Mizuki.
あまりの不意打ちにとんでもない声を上げてしまう。 一度脳内で言葉の意味を考えてみよう。私とレンジが恋人。ギャグですか？
Sorry, here you go.
私とレンジが恋人としてお似合い。
And also say this again too, just because it was funny.
ギャグですか？いいえ、真面目なお話ですが。
Did you hear? No, I'm serious.
それこそギャグの通じない受け答えをされてしまう。
I love it.
私は千尋先輩を見つめた。あの日の夜、そういう会話をしていたんですよね。あ、泊まっていった日。そうですね。
Yeah? Here. Just sleep talk.
それで今日思ったんです。ほんのわずかに空を見上げて千尋先輩が息をついた。白い喉が生めかしく動く。多分何かが違ったら、むしろその方が良かっただろうなという可能性があったんだなって。可能性って？みずきちゃんとレンジ君が仲良くなって、私が久世さんと出会う世界。
Oh no. Oh no, that would be an even bigger problem, I think, actually. Goodness gracious.
ほうけてしまう。
I feel like we should think about that.
よくわからなかった。千尋先輩は苦笑しながら小首をかしげる。そこではレンジ君とミスキちゃんはただ自然と仲良く笑っていて、そして久世さんが病気で死ぬことがあろうとも、そんな悲しみを私は忘れてしまえるから穏やかに生きていて。
Oh, is that how she's thinking about it? Well, I mean, she doesn't know the other stuff, though, so...
そういう世界。驚いた。そう言われてしまえばつい考えてしまい、それが綺麗に完結した世界であるように思えてしまった。
I feel like that doesn't exist, to be honest.
どこで反転したのか。今が間違った世界であるように思えてしまう。多分お姉ちゃんのことを考えていたら思いついてしまったんでしょう。 K 先輩のこと？はい。お姉ちゃんがヒロお兄さんと結ばれていた可能性もあったんだろうなって。
Yeah, the game called that a bad ending. That was a bad ending in the first tale.
物語を紡ぐ彼女だからこそ、そういう可能性に目を向けるのだろうか。
Hey, there's the fairy tales again.
鏡の向こうにある幸せ。でも、はい、もちろんそういうこともあっただろうなという話です。穏やかに千尋先輩は微笑む。私は私でしかありません。
That's good. Should always only be yourself.
そこで私はありえないと思いつつ気づいてしまった。千尋先輩、もしかしてレンジとのこと。はい、覚えています。彼女は変わらぬ微笑みを浮かべたままあっさりと肯定した。本当は覚えているではなく知っているですか。
You're talking about the Tenga, right? Just so we're clear. Talk about the Tenga, right?
どうしてですか？思わず詰め寄ってしまう。千尋先輩は居心地悪そうに困った顔をして、お姉ちゃんとの メールや手紙のやり取りが残ってて、手帳をなくせばそれで終わると思い込んでて、すっかり忘れてました。K 先輩が余計なことだって返事を出したら電話がかかってきて、ものすごく叱られてしまいました。妹の幸せを願って何が悪いのよ、心配するに決まってるでしょって。半年前、私が記憶をなくした時、実はもう家に戻そうかって話もあったんです。でもお姉ちゃんが反対したんだそうです。あの子にはまだやることが残ってるからって。らしい。うん。K 先輩らしいや。なんだかおかしくなった。自慢のお姉ちゃんです。
Oh, that's good.
千尋先輩も小さくだが笑った。私は久しぶりに大きな声で笑った。自分の記憶には残らないけど、誰かの記憶には残るんですね。はい。何があったのか細かいところまでは分かりません。あくまでも断片的に、レンジ君と私が恋人だった時間があったんだなって、それを知っているだけなんです。そこで笑みを消して、そう覚えていたのに、千尋先輩はレンジに気のない演技をしていて、それでもダメなんですか？わかりません。肯定も否定もせず、千尋先輩は首を振る。その時の自分の気持ちが本当にそれでいいのか、今の私にはわからないんです。でも、もしレンジ君と恋人だった自分がいたと思うと、胸が痛くなります。
Oh.
そんな幸せそうな時間を過ごした自分に嫉妬してしまいます。
I mean, you could always do it again, Chihiro.
彼女が眼帯を示す。
You always do it again.
この目と一緒です。そうですか。何も言えない。多分何も言う必要がないんだって。私よりもみんな自分で分かっていて頑張っている。久世さんも嘘つきで、なんでもない顔で辛いとか苦しいとか言わず、でもあれも本当なんだろうか、わからないよ。レンジ君が来ました。駅の入り口を見ながら、千尋先輩が右目だけに動形を浮かべた。そうやって誰もが何かを抱える中で、上辺だけは穏やかな時間が過ぎていった。
All right. So yeah, I'm glad that Mizuki's doing a little bit better now. That's good. Cause woof, goodness gracious, that was rough. Yeah, and good. It's good that you had to talk with Shuichi too. That's also good. But goodness gracious. Again, that was very hard to watch. I'll probably show what I can of that so that you guys get the idea too. But yeah, that's definitely gonna get some of that. A lot of that's gonna get cut out because a lot wasn't being shown really because it didn't really take off like too much clothes or anything, but just like the general scene. Ooh, I'm telling you, man, just that scene, just in general, yeah. So that's gonna get cut out a lot, but I'll show what I can. Yeah, Woo Nelly. Again, that was rough. It doesn't like make me dislike the game at all, but woo. Again, it gets heavier and heavier because I didn't think it would actually go that far, but it did. Now I can't even be making jokes anymore. Oh, Woo Nelly. Yeah, what happened to my love triangle? It seemed so much simpler back then. That used to stress me out the most. The love triangle of Miyako, Kei, and Hiro. That's so simple in comparison to everything in this now. What the heck? Woo freaking Nelly. But at least my girl is doing better now, so that's good. You know, talking to Chihiro cheered her up, so love that. Love those two, so that's always great to see them talk too. I always love their interactions. So it also cheered me up a little bit too.